What a day it is today.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Today is a day to be alive.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
See, if you think that when it's raining outside, it's not a good day, you're in the wrong country. If you're going to let the weather bring you down, if you're going to let the weather spoil your day, you're going to have a lot of bad days. See, a lot of us stumble through life. Day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. And next thing you know, years have gone by and nothing's really happened with your life. Because a lot of people don't plan to waste their lives. No one says, hey, you know what would be great? I would love it if I could just waste my life. I think I want to live an insignificant, pointless, meaningless life. I think that's what I want to do with my life. But there's so many people that live insignificant, pointless, meaningless lives. And the reason why is not because years and everything go by. The reason why people live insignificant lives is they do not take every single day and live it to the fullest. They think, oh, it's a rainy day, I'm just going to be sad, I'm just going to be depressed on this day, and maybe tomorrow I'll feel better. Well, guess what? Tomorrow it's raining as well. And tomorrow you don't feel better. Okay, well, we're going into the week before EMC. Maybe EMC I'll feel better and everything. Okay, well, EMC will happen. You'll be fired up for 5 minutes. And then after that, what about then? See, to seize life, you need to seize each and every day. And this is not just a Christian principle. This has been around for a long time. And there's a saying, some of you guys may have heard it before. The saying is, Carpe diem. It's Latin for seize the day. And this is what we need to do. We need to seize each and every day like it's the last day that we could ever live. Carpe diem, it's used as an expression. It's used to urge someone to make the most of the present time and to give little thought to the future. See, why do we not live lives to the full? Because we're too either held back by the past or we're distracted by the future. We're not living in the present. We're not living for today. And this is the title of my lesson today. Carpe diem. Seize the day. How are we going to seize the day? You seize the day by seizing the morning. Turn to Psalm chapter 119.
Come on, bro.
Psalm 119. Don't turn to verse 1. Turn to verse 145. Because as it turns out, there's more to Psalm 119 than just verse 1 and 2. You might not have known this, but let me teach you something you don't know.
Come on, bro.
Point number 1, always be inspired.
Amen.
Psalm 119 verse 45. It says, I call on you with all my heart. Answer me, Lord, and I will obey your decrees. I call out to you, save me, and I will keep your statutes. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I have put my hope in your word. My eyes stay open throughout the watches of the night, that I might meditate on your promises. Hear my voice in accordance with your love. Preserve my life, Lord, according to your laws. See, Psalm 119 is all about seeking God. And we read the beginning of it. We read verse 1 and 2. We tell other people to seek God with all of their hearts. You got to seek God with all of your heart. That's what you got to do. Read the Bible, Psalm 119. But are you seeking God with all of your heart? Well, are you happy? Because if you're not happy, you're not seeking God with all of your heart. We know what we're supposed to do. We know all the things, all this. So for those of you that have been around for a little while, you know how to tick the boxes, you know what's expected of you. And sometimes we can go through the motions. I've certainly been there. You just get up, you know what you're supposed to do, you go through life on autopilots, go to the meetings of the body, make sure you know what to say to your discipler, all of these things. But you're not really seizing the day. You're not really living life to the full. You're not really seeking God with all of your hearts. And we can do what's right because it's right. And you should do that. You need to do what's right because it's right. But we need to be inspired to do what is right. See, I'm the type of person that I don't do stuff just for the sake of it. It's like growing up, I was a rebel. I was like, you give me rules, I'm going to break those rules. Because I'm going to break them. That's what I am. And so, even from a very young age, if I was going to do something, I had to want to do something.
Yes.
I don't know if any of you guys are like that. If any of you guys can relate, like, I don't do stuff just because people say so. I do stuff because I choose to do this. And I don't want to read the Bible because someone tells me to read the Bible. I want to read the Bible because I choose to read the Bible. Because I am personally inspired to read the Bible. Inspiration. It is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. See, for me, I need to be inspired. I need to be inspired every single day. Because if I'm not inspired, I won't do it. It's like, you need to do this. Nope. I'm not inspired. I don't want to do this. And I said, okay, I need to be inspired every day. I need to be, mentally stimulated. Some people, they just go to the library and they just sit down and they read their books for like 8 hours. That's not me. I need to be mentally stimulated. I need to, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. But it's not just that. I need to be emotionally stimulated. Sometimes I don't want to feel certain ways. I know it's the right thing to do, but I just don't feel like it. I need to be emotionally stimulated. I need to be emotionally prompted to do what I need to do. I need to be spiritually stimulated. I need to be inspired in the spiritual realms to get me to do what I need to do. And I think that you're not so different than I am.
No.
See, what are you passionate about? Are you truly passionate about God? Well, I'll tell you, you're passionate about what you talk about. What do you talk about? No, I'm not talking about at church. We know what you're supposed to talk about at church. We say, okay, say this, say that. Who you got coming to church, and who's your visitors, and everything. No. When no one's around, what do you talk about at 7 o'clock on a Thursday night before you go to Bible talk? What are you thinking about when you're walking through the routine? In between that bus stop, what are you thinking about? That's what you're passionate about. And different people are different. Different people get inspired in different ways. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking about, how do I get inspired? What fires me up? Because I was talking with Michael Williamson about this, and he was saying he loves music. So he says when he wakes up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I thought the first thing that he does is he goes out and he prays. But actually, I learned this week that actually what he does is before he goes to pray, he listens to like 5 or 6 or sometimes 7 songs. That's like 20 minutes of music. Like he just, first thing in the morning, he says, I just am inspired by music. Music just gets me right in the right mindset to be able to worship God. So I just get the songs, and I just listen, and I sing, and that inspires me to get the day. And then he prays. I was like, that's really interesting. I've never thought about that. Now, that doesn't fire me up. I like music, and I listen to music and stuff. I was listening to music, I listen to music in the shower or something like that. That's what fires me up. But that's not the first thing I'm going to be thinking about in the day. So I was like, what fires me up? I was going to Paper Chase, and I was like, I want to get a notebook. I want to get a new notebook. And so I was like, this is what fires me up. Because I used to have this old blue, it was dirty notebook and everything, and it just didn't inspire me. And I was like, I want to get a new notebook. So I was going there, and I was looking for a high quality one. And they had all these colors. I was like, look at this. They got green, and they got orange, and purple, and they've got the soft ones. No, I want a hard one. This is going to be great. I'm not going to crease it on my bag or anything. And so I saw it. So I got this notebook. But then I saw, as I was walking out the door, they had this custom engraving that you could do.
Yeah.
So So I was like, what do I want to say? So I went and I got quiet times, right? This is my quiet time book. And it fires me up. And if you've been with me this week, you know this is not the first time I'm talking about this. It so fires me up. Now, different people are inspired by different things. Is that I am inspired by cranking notebooks with nice writing on them and nice new Bibles. That fires me up. That's not what fires up Rebecca. What fires up Rebecca is coffee.
Yeah.
So, I am happy to spend 14 pounds on a new notebook, getting a custom engraver. Rebecca would never do that. She would just say, no, I want to spend my money on coffees. Okay, that's fine. She can't have her quiet time. Yeah, she gets a 3-pound notebook and then she goes and spends the rest of the money on coffees. Rebecca, she doesn't like staying at home to be able to have her quiet time. She wants to go out to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not inspired when I'm here at the house. I want to go out. Me, I don't care. I mean, I could have my quiet times at home, on the bus, at the bus stop. I don't care. As long as I got my notebook, I'm fired up. I get the zone, I'm ready to go. And so, what inspires you? What inspires you? Figure it out. Every person is different. Is that I'm the same way. Is that I need new Bibles. I'm not inspired by old Bibles that I've read before, that I've written on before. I want like a fresh, clean, no marks, no nothing on the Bible. That's what fires me up. That's what inspires me. You look at Michael Williamson, he has a Bible that looks like it's from the 1st century. And he loves that Bible with all of his heart. That Bible's going to go preach that. He'll take that to the GLC. He'll just lay it out. That's what fires him up. We're different, and that's okay. We can be unique individuals. We can be inspired in different ways. But we all need to live a life that is inspired.
Amen.
And what inspires us, it's ultimately God.
Amen.
There's no way, there's no secret formula or anything about that. It's seeking God. And different people do it in different ways. Maybe you want to seek God first thing in the morning with some music before you read. Maybe you want to pray. Maybe you want to go for a walk. Maybe you want to put on your special jacket or whatever that's going to fire you up about reading the Bible. To be honest, I don't care. Like, I don't care what you need to do to get inspired. You just need to be inspired.
Yeah.
I don't care what you need to do to seek God with all of your heart. You just need to seek God with all of your heart. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
See, because here's the thing. When someone's seeking God with all of their heart, you know it.
Yeah.
So I was walking to church, and I see this sister, Lauren.
Oh, Lauren.
And this is Lauren. She's about like 50 feet away, and she sees me, and this is what she does. Come on, Lauren. And I go over, I was like, hey, Lauren, give me a big hug and everything. And she's fired up. And I'll tell you why she's not fired up. She's not fired up because today's her birthday. Like, it's not like, ooh, it's my birthday, it's my special day, it's what fires her. No, she's seeking God. That's why she's fired up. Some people would be like, hey, it's my birthday. Nobody said hi. Where's my cake? Where are my presents? I mean, like, I didn't get mentioned in announcements. So no, that's not Lauren. Lauren is seeking God with all of her heart. She's fired up. She's inspired. And she's inspiring other people.
Yes. Come on, Lauren.
See, when we are passionate, when we're inspired, our circumstances don't matter to us. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter whether it's raining or sunny. It doesn't matter what's happening in your life. You have that inner passion, that inner fuel that can help you to overcome any obstacle. And I want to get real here. There's a lot of people that aren't like Lauren. She was the only one in the whole church that when she saw me, she raised both her hands above her head and waved. Because she's fired up.
Yes.
If you were really fired up, you would do the same thing. But we don't have that level of passion, that level of zeal, because we're not seeking God. I think some of us think that we're going to be able to get inspired and impassioned through the things of the world. Some people think you can do it by traveling. I've traveled more than most people in this room. Traveling does not inspire you. It inspires you a little bit until you do it. And then you're like, oh man, that's really not what it's cut out to be. There's some people wanted to travel. I think some people went to Paris last week. And let me be real here. Some people look terrible coming back from Paris. You look like you had a terrible trip. You look like super uninspired. Because you're not seeking God with all of your heart. You're seeking traveling with all your heart. You're seeking weddings with all of your heart. You're seeking a future life partner with all of your heart. And you're not inspired.
Preach.
Some of you guys are talking, I'm feeling a little tired. You know, it's hard, it's tiring. You know who should be the most tired? Rebecca, who's 9 months pregnant. And she's bouncing around, she's fired up, she's going around, she's in study, she's sharing her face, she's preaching the word. You should have heard her yesterday at ICCI. She was incredible. Why? Because she's seeking God with all of her heart. Because sleeping does not give you rest. Traveling does not give you rest. Let me tell you what gives you rest. Psalm 62. Psalm 62, verse 1. Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. Truly He is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. Sleeping does not give you rest. Some of you guys are tired because you sleep too much. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Listen to Coral. If anyone has reason to be tired, it would be Coral. But look at her, she's fired up, she's great. Why? Because she's walking with God. She's seeking God. This is the thing, and I'm talking particularly to the men here. Because I think that some of the sisters are fired up and everything. Like, some of you guys look terrible. This is not okay. It's not okay to be I'm just down, I'm tired, my life. No. Seek God. You don't need a break. You don't need a holiday. You need to seek God with your heart. Turn to Psalm 91.
Come on, Kolbe. Whoa.
Psalm 91.
Verse 1. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Let's be real here. We all have problems. We all have challenges. When it rains on all of us. We don't have these magical little force fields that protects us from life's hardships, protects us from life's difficulties. But those that are sheltered from the storm, those that are sheltered from the hardships, from the pain, from the suffering, are those that rest under the shadow of the Almighty. If you're not feeling restful, if you're not feeling inspired, encouraged, it's because you're not resting in the right place. You're looking to all of these other things. You're looking to your job to give you rest. Your job will not give you rest. You're looking to your friends to give you rest. That will not give you rest. I don't care who your friends are. No friendship will be able to sustain you. No friendship will be able to inspire you. If whatever it is that you're looking for, if it's outside of God, you will be very tired. You'll be very weary. And you see it. Look on the tube. Everyone's tired. It's hard. Life. And then you see a disciple who's seeking God. And they're there. They might just do a little Haven Wind, just singing on the tube or whatever. They're fired up. And this is the thing. You guys are not, because you know what I'm talking about.
I did my pull-ups on the chain. That's great.
And so, this is the thing. I want to challenge you guys to get inspired. Is that yesterday I read for my quiet time Revelation. All of it. And I I finished the whole Bible. It's the second time I've read the Bible from start to finish. And it was so inspiring. Is that I read Revelation. I read the beginning of it, where it's a little discipling, a little rebuke. Then there's the middle of it, which is really intense and a little confusing. And then you've got the end of it, which is all about God.
Yeah.
It's all about God's victory over the worlds. It inspired me.
Yeah.
I was fired up. And then I got this new Bible. So this is a new Bible. Again, this is not the first time I'm talking about it, because I am fired up about this Bible. What it is, well, like I said, it's brand new, so every single page is fresh. Some of them still stick together. It's amazing.
Come on, bro.
And what did I do this morning? I read Genesis. I read about God creating the worlds. I read, and so it's a reader's Bible, so there's no verses, there's no chapters, there's no footnotes, it's just the words of God.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. You guys should go get it. But I read through this, and it was just amazing. Because that's what fires me up. Reading God's Word in the way that I like to do it, in the way that makes sense for me.
Yeah.
And so my challenge for you is, you need to do what fires you up.
Amen.
What is going to inspire you to read God's Word? Do it, and then tell someone else about it. Is that if you want to be like Zandy and I want to do a little dance or whatever before I have my quiet time? Great, David danced.
Come on, Zandy.
If you want to do a little Jeremiah and have a little cry about how bad the world is, and then you want to go read the Bible, like fine, do a Jeremiah, whatever you gotta do. I want to see a new church, an inspired church.
Come on.
Because the EMC will not inspire you. The job is not to inspire you. God is the one that inspires you.
Come on.
And we need to go into the EMC inspired.
Yeah.
And the way we go into the EMC inspired is by seeking God with all of our hearts.
Amen.
Point number 2, live your purpose. Let's go to John chapter 1.
Come on, bro.
John chapter 1, verse 43. It says, the next day Jesus decided to leave for Galilee. Finding Philip, he said to him, follow me. Philip, like Andrew and Peter, was from the town of Bethsaida. Philip found Nathanael and told him, we have found the one Moses wrote about in the law, and about whom the prophets also wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. Nazareth? Can anything good come from there? Nathanael asked. Come and see, said Philip. When Jesus saw Nathanael approaching, he said to him, here truly is an Israelite in whom there is no deceit. How do you know me? Nathanael asked. Jesus answered, I saw you while you were still under the fig tree before Philip called you. Then Nathanael declared, Rabbi, you're the Son of God. You are the King of Israel. Jesus said, you believe because I told you I saw you under a fig tree? You will see greater things than that. Then he added, very truly I tell you, you will see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man. Wow. When we tell other people about seeking God, when we tell other people about their purpose, we read Mark 1, and we talk about, hey, the disciples, they left everything, they followed Jesus. And then we say that their purpose is to make more disciples. That's not what a lot of times we do. A lot of times what we do is we say, hey, I'm going to make my purpose following Jesus. But that's not your purpose. That wasn't Philip's purpose. Philip's purpose was to find other people and to get other people to follow Jesus. Notice, Jesus doesn't have to tell him to do this. Jesus doesn't say, hey, before you come back tomorrow, can you go get a study for me? Can you go get someone that wants to become a disciple?
Preach.
Philip was inspired.
Wow.
Look what he says. He says, we have found the one Moses wrote about in the law. He was inspired by the Jewish history. He was inspired by the prophecies. He knew his Bible. He recognized it. He could see right away that Jesus was a fulfillment of thousands of years of prophecies. And he's like, this is it. Moses talked about it. This is our guy. But notice, Nathaniel's a bit different. He's like, Nazareth? I know there's a prophecy about Nazareth and everything, but I mean, like, can anything good come out of Nazareth? He wasn't fired up about the history. He wasn't fired up about the prophecies.
It's true.
He was fired up about his fig tree. Right? And this is the thing. This different people get fired up about different stuff. Because what did the fig tree represent? The fig tree represented prosperity. And one of the prophecies in the Old Testament, it says that every man in Israel would sit under his own fig tree. And so this was exactly what he needed to hear. Jesus spoke to him in the way that he needed to understand. But it doesn't matter because Philip was bringing people to follow Jesus. This is what our purpose has got to be.
Amen.
And I think that this is another reason why we're not that happy. Because we're not living out our purpose. So it was a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I was talking with Michael Williamson, I was getting discipled, and he was discipling me. He's like, bro, you need to find some men that want to become disciples. Because I was doing this all my life. And he's like, no. Be inspired. Seek God with all of your hearts. Go find people and study the Bible with them, and you will be happier. He's like, it's so true. I mean, I do like studying the Bible with people. I do like making disciples. You're right. And so what I do, I went on UWL by myself. I went out, I found other people, I shared what I was passionate about. I shared what and you can't share like somebody else. Like, Tosin shares like this. Well, you're not Tosin. Oh yeah, I saw Victoria, she does it this way. No. Do what inspires you. You've been made unique. You're an individual. Go share what you are passionate about when you're passionate about God. And other people will be drawn to that passion. And then study the Bible with them. And you will be happier.
Amen.
I guarantee it.
Come on, man.
This week has been so amazing. It's just go and it's just like study after study after study. 3, sometimes 4 studies back to back. Running here, Central London, all the way out to UWL. Gotta get back to my house. Gotta just rush. I've been busier this week with way more things, but I've been way happier. Because I'm not busy with busy work. There are some weeks where I have just lots of stuff to do, and it's just lots of stuff. But when I get to live a life of purpose, when I get to do something that really matters, then it doesn't matter. The hours fly by. And I feel great. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like lit. Like I'm fired up. Rebecca will tell you, sometimes just fired up. And so this is what we need to do, especially going into the EMC. Because you'll feel it. You'll walk into that room where you get some fired up disciples from other parts of the world, and you'll be shocked. You're like, whoa, this is the kingdom of God. Whoa, what's going on here? You don't want that. You don't want that shock to the system. It's like you push someone into like a freezing river. You're like, whoa, what's going on? No, just be. Prepare your hearts now. Get in the right mindset now. That way you can go in and you can enjoy the EMC. You don't have to spend the first 4 sessions just recovering from all the things you've been discipled on. Oh yeah, and this guy said I gotta share my faith. And this guy said I gotta share I gotta seek God. And just be in the right place. Live out your purpose. Get some momentum going into the EMC. Here's what it really is that who are you going to baptize in EMC?
Great question.
Like, maybe you didn't think about that. Maybe you didn't plan on baptizing someone at EMC. You should. This is the high point of the year. This is the most exciting time for the European world sector. Because the EMC, the purpose of the EMC is not to fire you up. Reality check. The purpose of the EMC is to help us evangelize all of Europe. That's the purpose of the EMC is to plant churches, like Amsterdam. The purpose of the EMC is to baptize men and women that are going to change the world. That is the purpose of the EMC. And so, who are you going to get? Who are the specific people? You need names that you can pray through. I've got my guys. I've got a guy from UW. I'm praying for single day,
Yep.
fasting for him every single day, to be able to help him to become a disciple.
Yeah, come on.
And I'm so fired up,
Come on, bro.
if you can't tell. And you can do this too. There's nothing secret about this. I'm
Yeah.
giving you guys all the secrets. You want to be fired up? You want to be passionate? You want to be able to seize the day? Seek God with all of your heart and live out your purpose to seek and save the lost.
Amen.
It's that simple.
Come on, bro.
Point number 3, don't wait until it's too late. Turn to James chapter 4.
Come on, Kolbe.
James chapter 4 and verse 13. It says, now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow, we'll go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You're a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes.
Wow.
Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live or do this or do that. As it is, you boast in your arrogant schemes. All such boasting is evil. If anyone then knows the good he ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them.
Yep.
Amen.
See, some of you guys may have had it in your mind that you were going to wait until EMC before you got fired up. That's sin.
Yep.
You might not make it to EMC. You could die tomorrow. Some of you are just thinking, okay, I'm going to wait till I have that really awesome discipling time with that visiting evangelist, or when I meet that new intern, and then I'm going to get fired up.
Yeah.
No. The Bible says, when there's good that you know you ought to do, and the good of seeking God with all of your heart, the good of seeking and saving the lost, and you don't do it, that's sin. You are living in sin. And this, we think that there's like these hierarchies of sin where it's like, okay, well, this sin is really bad, but then this sin is not so bad. In Ezekiel, whenever God explains why he's destroying the city, he says, you have eaten meat with blood in it.
Yep.
What? Like, you destroyed the whole city because that's what they did? Yes, because they were flagrantly sinning in God's face.
Yep.
They say, God, we know that you have these decrees, we know you have these laws, but we're going to sin anyway.
Wow.
And we're the Israelites. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, God? I'm going to destroy you. That's what I'm going to do. And this is the thing, is that we think that there's certain sins that God isn't really that serious about. Like, okay, I know you say share your faith, but I'm not going to share my faith.
Wow.
What are you going to do, God? I mean, I'm a disciple. I'm in the kingdom, right? No. That is sin. It's a flagrant offense to God. Because you know you should do it, but you just choose not to do it. And I think that we don't want to test God. Like, I've been humbled by God before. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm in sin like all the time.
Yep.
But whenever I find out I'm in sin, I try to get out of it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't want to stay in the sin. I'm going to repent. I'm going to change. I'm going to grow. And then I get in a different sin. Okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to repent. I'm going to grow. And then I spend my whole life repenting, getting out of sin, fighting as hard as I can to be righteous. But I think some of us, we just think, okay, this is just who I am. These are just my sins. And I mean, it's not like I'm being like sexually immoral. Like, that's like a really bad sin. But I think like not reading my Bible, not seeking God. I know it's good. I know I should do it. But, you know.
Wow. Preach.
And I think some of you guys are here and you know the good you ought to do. You know where you're at spiritually. You know, hey, I'm in darkness right now. Like, if I were to die, I would go to hell. And you think, let me just think about this. Let me think a little while longer. Let me wait to get right with God. Don't do that. That's arrogant.
Yeah.
You could die today. You could die tomorrow. We want to make these awesome plans for our life. We want to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to do. But you don't know what's going to happen. You don't even know what's going to happen today.
Right.
And this is the thing, is that we need to make sure that we're living in God's will.
Yeah.
Not making our own plans, our own schemes, and we need to make sure that we do the good that we ought to do.
Yeah.
I want to challenge you guys. Don't wait until EMC before you think about starting to repent.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Repent right now. Whatever it is that's holding you back, whatever the sin is, don't plan to travel somewhere else to be able to think, okay, if I go somewhere else, then my problems will stay behind in London. No, no, no. They'll follow you wherever you go. They'll follow you to Paris. They'll follow you whatever happens. Don't think, okay, I'll wait until next week. I'll wait until a more opportune time for me to seek God. No, no. The opportune time is right now.
Come on.
And so, I want to inspire you guys the day. Live today like it's your last day. Because it could be your last day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, no one I don't think very many people that die today. Maybe someone who's been like in a hospital bed for the last 6 months, they think, okay, maybe today could be the last day. Like, maybe I'll die today. Someone who's had like terminal cancer and should have died a few months ago, they're just, okay, maybe today will be my last day. No, it's not. Maybe today will be my last day. No, it's not. Maybe today will be my last day. But the guy that gets stabbed on the way to Sainsbury's probably didn't think that today was going to be his last day. The person that goes out to a club and overdoses, they don't think today's going to be their last day. The person that gets on a plane and the plane crashes, they didn't expect for that plane to crash. And so, live today. Live today for the fullest. Seize the day. And when you do that, you'll seize today. You'll live today like it's the very last day. You'll live it 100%, and then God will give you a new day. And then tomorrow, okay, today's the day. I'm going to live it to all that I can. I'm going to seize, I'm going to seek God. I'm going to do this. It's going to be amazing. And then you live another day. And then you do that for a week. And then you do that for a month. And then you do that for a year. And then you do that for 50 years. And then you look back, you're like, wow, look at my life. Look at how full my life has been. Every single day has had purpose. Every single day has had meaning. I've had a profound impact. I've changed the world. That's what I want to do. I want to be someone that changes the world. I want to inspire you guys to change the world. The way you change the world is by seizing each and every day and living it to the fullest. To God be the glory.